Action Sports Jax Primetime, sponsored by Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Welcome to the family.
Stay in your legs, Hunter. He went over the pond. He absolutely crushed it. A little wiffle ball with Hunter Barco, the Bulls star lefty pitcher. Well, he can hit too, at least off me. He's in studio on the show, and we talk a little baseball. The rest of the night basically is Brent versus Barco. And I don't want to give it away, but he might win. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Action Sports Jax Primetime. Dan Hicken has the night off, which is good for him because we try using his face for target practice later in the show. Think about big leaguers to come out of Jacksonville, and the list is long. Brett Myers, Daniel Murphy, Vince Coleman, Glenn Davis, Rick Wilkins, Ryan Friel, Jonathan Papelbon, Howie Kendrick. Oh, I could go on and on and on. That's not all of them. Hunter Barco could add his name to that list. He will visit with us on the show.
Only two other hits. Called strike three, and Bulls has back-to-back titles.
Well, the Bowl School has won 2 state championships in the last 3 years. Even last year, they made it to the title game, but they came up just short. Well, the player that helped get a couple of those state championships for the Bowl School, right here, Hunter Barco joins us on Action Sports Jax Primetime. And welcome aboard, man. How's your season going?
It's really good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Have you had a fun? Do you believe it or not? We show you winning the state title, and that's like freshman year, and I think you were even playing as an 8th grader,
yes,
maybe,
sir.
Right? So now you're a senior.
Yeah.
How strange is that?
It's crazy because as a young guy, you're always looking up to the seniors, and now that's you.
Yeah. What kind of responsibility is that, especially for you, because obviously people know your name, and they've known your name for quite a while now?
It's a big responsibility. You just have to take care of things on the field, be a good teammate, and be a good player.
Yeah, do you like that role
Yes,
where the other guys kind of looking up, and especially at Bowls? I mean, even middle school program's good. You got probably kids that look up to you.
Yes, sir. We've got a great program. Every game, there's a few middle school guys there. It's a great opportunity to play at Bowls, and I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah. Now listen, there was a chance. You're a Florida commit. How much consideration did you give to doing what a couple of kids at the University of Florida did this year, and that's forego your senior year in your spring and maybe getting right on campus?
I had some consideration. Coach O'Sullivan asked me to do it, but I just wanted to finish out my 4 years at Bowls. I didn't want to go early.
Now, listen, NCAA tournament tomorrow night. Virginia, you were committed to at one time, so that probably holds a special place. Are you rooting for them tomorrow night?
I am.
All right, good. And then you change your commitment to Florida. As of now, you don't know what will happen in terms of the MLB Draft and all those things, but how firm and how much are you looking forward to going to the University of Florida?
No, I can't wait. They've got a great program there, great coaches, and I know a lot of the players, and I'm close with them, so it'll just be a great time there.
Now, obviously, we know you as a pitcher, big left-handed pitcher, and you've got great stuff, but you can also swing the bat. I mean, do you think, will you have a chance to do that in college?
Yes, sir.
Is that part of it for you? Is that,
yes,
that you want to keep swinging the bat?
That's a deal breaker, if they would let me do it or not, and Coach O'Sullivan said yes.
Major League Baseball-wise, what has to happen to get you maybe to go to a Major League Baseball team? Have you considered all those things? What's the process like? I don't think people are really familiar with that, and it certainly could come down to money, could come down to where you get picked, but what is your thought process, your family's thought process on Major League Baseball if you get drafted or going to college and play for the Gators?
Yes, sir. We haven't really talked about money yet, but if it's the right opportunity, then I'd love to take it. And it's a win-win situation, either going to play pro ball or playing for the University of Florida.
Now, what about this year's Bowls team? You guys got some big games coming up, some district games now, and then you'll face off against Providence and Trinity. It's a talented area for baseball. How about your team this year?
We have a really young team, but when we come together, we're really good. We haven't had quite the bats that we've had the last couple years, but our arms have really stepped up this year, and our defense has been really good for us with a lot of young guys.
There's a young man named Tyler Callahan over at Providence. I know you know him pretty well. How good is he, and how good of buddies are you guys now that you went on basically a little bit of a summer circuit together last year, right?
Yes, sir. He's a really good player. He's just a baller on the field. We stayed together every hotel we went to all around the country, and we got to know each other really well, so that was awesome getting to play with him from the same city. All
right, earlier in the show, I showed the Pirates and the Reds got in a brawl today. All right, there's this whole old school baseball, new school baseball.
Yes, sir.
You're a pitcher. Now you get to control the game a little, but you like to hit.
Yep.
So give us a young guy's perspective on the game now. the Bryce Harper bat flips, the staring down a home run. What are your views? What do you guys talk about?
Well, as a hitter, it's always fun to hit home runs and watch them, but there's a point to where you just can't watch it anymore. Like when Dietrich hit his today, he stared at it for a solid 5 seconds. So no, I don't blame Chris Archer for throwing at him. I probably would have done the same thing. But it's fun to watch, but there's a limit to what you can do, and I feel like that went over it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of talk right now, right, about baseball being fun, and Harper had a great bat flip, right? Is that okay now?
I mean, he made it kind of subtle. It was a cool flip, but he just flipped it and started running. He didn't stare at it. I feel like staring at it is what causes pitchers to get upset, but just a bat flip I don't think would do much.
All right, give us, now you're a young guy, but do you like the history of the game?
I do, I love it.
So there's a little traditionalist in you.
Yes, sir.
But everybody likes to have fun on the ball field too, and there's nothing wrong with that. Speaking of fun, we're going to have a little throwing contest coming up. Good game. That was a good game. Yep. Barco beat me in ping pong. 12-10 was the final. We had like the Barco Olympics here at CBS 47 and Fox 30 tonight. More with the Bowl star pitcher, including a throwing contest you don't want to miss on the way.
I had so much free time that one day I just sat down. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the Rubik's Cube.
Hunter Barco does it all. Pitches, hits, and the Rubik's Cube too. Talent all over the place for the Bowl senior. Welcome back to Action Sports Jax Primetime. Brent Martineau along with Bowl star pitcher Hunter Barco. Could be drafted in the Major League Baseball draft. Will be drafted in the Major League Baseball draft. Where, we don't know just yet. If he doesn't like where he's picked, he'll go to the University of Florida and pitch. But I did want to ask you about this. You've won a couple state championships. You were a guy that would be able to get your team deep into the postseason. Well, they've changed the rules, and I actually think it's called the Hunter Barco rule. They might not call it that, but it's kind of called that, where they'll actually put a couple of games during the week instead of being able to just put your number one pitcher, then take a week off, put your number one pitcher again. How do you feel about the rule?
As a baseball guy, I think it's a pretty good rule, not being able to just throw your ace every time. But personally, I'm not a big fan for this last year to do that. I wish they would have done it next year, but I trust our pitching staff to get us through.
I was going to say, you have a couple of other good pitchers as well, so maybe it won't impact balls too much, or it could be beneficial for you guys because you have a deep rotation. But that was a very good answer, by the way, because I think you're right. From a baseball standpoint, this helps find the best teams. But for you, I know you'd want to be out there every single time. It really counts. All right, I wanted to ask you, you throw from the Chris Sale spot.
Yes, sir.
The fantastic pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. You're a lefty. It's tough to hit. He throws all his pitches from that same slot. How many pitches do you have? What do you throw? Show us a little bit.
Well, I've got 4. I've got the 4-seam fastball right here, just both fingers across the laces.
That's your bread and butter?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's low 90s, maybe mid 90s when it's going really good.
Yes, sir. Then I've got a sinker here that'll run about 88, 91. Just has more tail and more bite to it. Then I've got the forkball right there.
Forkball, split finger.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Just 2 fingers across the middle and keep your wrist stiff when you throw it.
All right. I'm not going to try.
Then lastly, I've got the slider right here.
And that's an interesting way to throw the slider. Not many people do that. That almost looks like a knuckle curve type of thing. Why do you throw it that way?
My old pitching coach taught me this, and it's hard to get on top of the ball when you throw from there. So it just helps get more of the break to it.
So it's very interesting. As good as you are, as effective as you've been, you don't have 2 pitches that a lot of pitchers have. A changeup and a curveball.
Yes, sir.
Right? Curveball because of the slot you throw from?
Yes, sir. It's just hard to get on top of it.
And the changeup is kind of what, your split finger?
Yes, sir. Well, I've been working on a changeup, throwing it like this. It's not a pitch that I feel game ready yet.
Okay. Well, you better be game ready right now because here's the deal. We're having a throwing contest. Right. And my job is to beat Hunter Barco. For 10 years down the road when he's a big league all-star, I want to come back and say I beat Hunter Barco. All right? Here's the deal. So, we have wiffle balls. This is a new studio. It's expensive in here, and the bosses would be really mad if we use the real ball. So we got to get rid of that thing.
Right.
We've got a couple wiffle balls. And we've got a couple of, well, we have Stuart Weber way in the back, but we also have Stuart Weber, my face, and Dan Hickens' face. And basically, I think we're going to have to play this like the first one to hit one.
All right.
Now, if we're really effective, we might have to knock all 3 down. But I'm hoping that you'll go after Weber or Hicken first. Right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's about right.
Fair.
I mean, keep my face good looking as long as you can. All right, you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, let's go. Weber's playing catcher. He's probably not as good as your guy, but Ah, yeah. Okay, here we go. Weber, thanks for catching that. Now, I've never thrown in a suit before, but I'm also a lefty. I'm going to throw from the Chris Sale slot. Oh!
It's got that slider.
There's a wiffle ball that really, that really curves. You might want to start it to the left. Oh, no, you just nailed me, Hunter. I mean, come on, first one off the board. All right, you might have just won, but I'm going to at least try to hit Hicken. I don't even care about Weber. I like him a lot more than Hicken. Oh, Weber, throw me another one, bud. I got to try to hit Hicken here. If I can't get it. Oh, so my gosh, it buzzed his ear. All right, give it to Hunter. We got to get Hicken down. If this takes the rest of the show, I'm fine with it. Oh.
Might not get that
We'll
one
try in the commercial break. We're going to get it, though. Hey, best of luck.
Yes, sir.
Go win a state championship again.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll be with you on draft day if you don't mind, okay?
Yes, sir.
We're looking forward to that. Hunter Barco, pay attention to him. Could be in the bigs before you know it. We promised that we were going to get Hicken, and we got him. We hit Hicken in the face, finally. We left Stewart clean. Thanks to Hunter Barco for coming on. Good luck the rest of the season.